Welcome back to the second part of the 10 most wanted criminals in the world. If you didn't watch, go back and watch part 1 after this video. The 6th on our list is Fausto Isidro Meza Flores, El Chapo Isidro. You've heard of El Chapo Guzman, but there's another name whispered in fear across Mexico's underworld. El Chapo Isidro. Real name, Fausto Isidro Meza Flores, alias the other Chapo. Reputation, bloody, ruthless, strategic. He's not just a shadow of Joaquin Guzman. He's carving his own legacy, one body at a time. A former high-ranking hitman under the Beltran Leyva cartel, El Chapo Isidro didn't disappear when the bosses fell. He rose from the chaos, scooping up territory, men, and weapons, building his own empire brick by bloody brick. But what makes him truly feared? Retaliation. Fast, brutal, unforgiving. He's known for launching military-style ambushes against Mexican law enforcement. Entire squads have vanished in the mountains under his orders. He doesn't just protect his cartel, he annihilates threats. And yet, like a ghost in plain sight, Fausto remains free, despite multiple indictments by U.S. courts and a $5 million reward on his head. El Chapo Isidro slips through every dragnet. In a country haunted by cartels, he's become a legend of blood and whispers, one whose name is still spoken softly and only when necessary. Because when El Chapo Isidro hears your name, you don't get a second chance. He's not El Chapo's shadow. He's the king now, ruling with blood, bullets, and brutal fear. He never pulled the trigger, but thousands died on his command. Francisco Javier Roman Bardales, finally captured in March 2025. Roman Bardales was a high-ranking MS-13 operator. For years, he evaded justice while orchestrating extortion, killings, and human trafficking. But this is no ordinary arrest. Jose Wilfredo Ayala Roman Bardales wasn't just another gangster in the crowd, he was the strategist. The one who never pulled the trigger, but made sure the bodies dropped. A ghost in the MS-13 hierarchy, he operated like a shadow, unseen, unspoken, but deeply feared. His specialty, extortion and human trafficking. Thousands of families across Central America and the U.S. were forced to pay for protection from threats he engineered. Those who couldn't pay, gone, silenced, erased. He masterminded routes that trafficked not only drugs, but women and children, torn from their homes and sold into unspeakable situations. His cruelty wasn't loud, it was clinical. Despite being one of the most wanted men linked to MS-13, Bardales managed to slip through international law enforcement for over a decade. Each time they got close, he vanished like smoke in the wind. Until March 2025, after years of joint investigations by U.S. and Salvadoran authorities, they finally tracked him to a safe house near San Salvador. When officers stormed in, Bardales didn't resist. He simply looked up and smiled, like he knew it was coming. Now behind bars, Roman Bardales faces a storm of charges: racketeering, conspiracy to commit murder, trafficking, and kidnapping. His trial is expected to pull back the curtain on some of MS-13's darkest operations. But here's the chilling part. Authorities believe he passed on his playbook before capture. That means someone else might already be running the operation. Because in the world of MS-13, the face may change, but the terror never stops. Marsalek. In the 2010s, Wirecard AG was Europe's fintech darling, a rising star promising to revolutionize digital payments. And Marsalek, he was the brainy, smooth-talking executive at the heart of it all. Sharp suits, charming interviews, and always one step ahead. But behind the sleek facade was a massive lie. In 2020, auditors discovered something strange. $2 billion was missing from Wirecard's accounts. Not misplaced, not stolen, just non-existent. The money was supposedly held in the Philippines. Except it wasn't. It never existed. As the world gasped and Wirecard crumbled, Marsalek vanished, disappeared overnight. No trace, no passport exit record, nothing. But what came next made the scandal explode into something out of a spy thriller. Investigators soon discovered Marsalek had deep ties to Russian intelligence circles. He had reportedly boasted about seeing classified documents on chemical weapons, made frequent secretive trips to Beirut, Libya, and Moscow, and had connections with shadowy mercenary networks like the Wagner Group. And get this, multiple reports claim he used fake identities, traveled using private jets, and may have even slipped into Russia via Belarus under protection. Interpol issued a red notice. German authorities launched a manhunt. Journalists across Europe chased his trail. But Marsalek, still gone, still silent, possibly living in Russia under protection, helping foreign agencies with cyber tactics, financial laundering, or worse, no one really knows. From fintech genius to international fugitive, Jan Marsalek's story is equal parts corporate fraud and espionage thriller. Some call him the German Bond villain. Others say he's just a fraud who got lucky with an escape. Either way, the world is still waiting for him to reappear. But until then, he remains one of the most wanted and mysterious fugitives on the planet. Hernandez Campos Jose Isaias. This name may not ring a bell for most people, but to those who know the underground world of international crime, it sends chills down their spine. Isaias is not your typical criminal. He doesn't leave a trail of bodies. He doesn't boast about his power. He's silent. He's invisible. And that silence is what makes him even more terrifying. Jose Isaias has been wanted by Interpol for years. The organization has labeled him highly dangerous. But here's the kicker: no one knows exactly why. He's linked to some of the most covert, high-stakes crimes imaginable: arms deals, organized trafficking, cyber terrorism. But the details, shrouded in secrecy. What we do know is chilling enough. Sources close to law enforcement claim that Isaias runs a clandestine network that operates across Latin America, the Middle East, and Europe. This network isn't just about smuggling or petty crime, it's far darker. His operations could be linked to sensitive national security issues, and his name is whispered in the same circles as other notorious figures in the underworld. With one huge distinction: he's never been caught, and that's not for lack of trying. Interpol has launched multiple operations to track him, but every time they close in, Isaias vanishes, slipping through the cracks like a shadow. It's rumored that his network is connected to powerful political figures in several countries, making him nearly untouchable. But it's his mystery, the unknown about his true reach, that truly makes him terrifying. His name doesn't come up in public documents. No interviews, no loud displays of power, just silence. Isaias is believed to be behind global arms deals, moving weapons across borders with the precision of a mastermind. There are also whispers of him running high-end human trafficking operations, but no one can confirm these claims. That only makes the fear grow stronger. As for his current whereabouts, like a ghost, he's completely off the grid. Some say he's hiding somewhere in South America, possibly even in Venezuela, where international law enforcement has a limited reach. Others speculate he could be working under deep cover, disguised as someone else entirely. It's 2019, a regular day outside a barbershop, a place where men come to get cleaned up and catch up on local gossip. But this wasn't a regular day. On that fateful day, Omar Cardenas, a man with a dangerous reputation, walked up to a man standing outside the barbershop. Without warning or provocation, he pulled out a gun and shot the man point blank. The victim fell to the ground in a pool of blood, and Cardenas walked away as if nothing happened. Omar Alexander Cardenas. This was no random act of violence. Omar Cardenas, often described as a ruthless gangster with a history of violent crimes, had a score to settle, and he wasn't about to let anyone stand in his way. But this time, he made a fatal mistake, not in the sense that he didn't get away with it, but because the entire thing was captured on security cameras. The footage showed his face clearly, making it easy for law enforcement to identify him. Yet, despite the clear evidence, Omar Cardenas vanished into thin air, evading capture since that day in 2019. Authorities quickly issued a wanted poster with his face splashed across news outlets and social media, but no one had any idea where he went. What makes this man even more chilling is his ability to blend in perfectly. He isn't some flashy criminal. He's not trying to attract attention to himself. He has the ability to disappear into crowds, becoming just another face in the sea of people. In fact, authorities have warned Omar Cardenas could be living right next to you. Despite the mounting pressure from law enforcement, Omar stays silent. There are no clues, no cryptic messages left behind. He could be hiding in plain sight, adopting new identities and using fake documents to travel across state lines and even internationally. Till date, he's still on the FBI's most wanted list. And with each passing year, the questions grow. Where is Omar Cardenas? Is he still hiding in the shadows? Or has he managed to reinvent himself, one step ahead of the law? And we have come to the end of our list of 10 most wanted criminals in the world today. Some hide in luxury, others in slums. Some are protected by corrupt systems, others just know how to disappear. But one thing is clear, justice is still chasing them. Which story shocked you the most? Drop it in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more true crime deep dives.